What's going on, guys? Dan Watson, learningcameras.com, and I have a test I wanted to do for you here. And I've got two adapters for the Sony A7RII. One is the one you're familiar with, the Metabones. This is the Mark IV from Canon EF to the Sony FE mount, or the E-mount lens. And the other is the Fotodiox Pro EF to NEX. And the big difference with these is going to be price. So the Fotodiox I was able to get for around $100, whereas the Metabones adapter is going to be 4 times that. So quite a big difference. Now the A7RII has some additional functionality, which is autofocus, that it can work with Canon lenses. So I wanted to test these two adapters and see if for this purpose it really made a difference on which adapter I would use, and I think you'll be a bit surprised at the results. Overall build quality from both seems top-notch. I mean, you're getting metal mounts, metal everywhere. The construction was good. The casing was good. I didn't have any issues with either one of them. I thought they would both put up to quite a bit of a beating and not affect performance at all. The biggest difference for me is going to be the bottom tripod mount. And while the tripod mount on the Fotodiox adapter was very easily removable, the one on the Metabones required an Allen wrench. The 2 screws needed to be removed, and then there were 2 alignment pins that fall out as soon as you take this off. And I'm going to say that you will never be able to hang on to all of these parts and keep everything in the right place. So if you need to remove this thing, I would never get the Metabones adapter over the Fotodiox adapter, and that was the decision for me. However, I wanted to test the autofocus performance as well as the performance in general and just make sure that things were consistent between the two. Now, the hard part about this test is that things are a little bit sketchy at times with autofocus on the Sony A7RII, and while things work perfectly most of the time, every so often I would have a hint at searching and it just wouldn't find the picture no matter what I would do. The solution for that is to manually focus so that you're close, and then the camera would pick up just fine and focus the rest of the way. That said, performance seemed to be just about the same, indistinguishable for me between the two adapters, and so performance-wise, I would heavily recommend either one. I mean, neither seemed to be an issue with the adapter. The issue is going to be more related to the camera side. And really, that's just about it for these adapters because they don't do too much. And I mean, overall, the performance on both of them is going to be the same. That said, the tripod mount was the kicker for me on the Fotodiox, and I hated the way that the Metabones one worked. If you wanted to put this camera on a tripod, then you would have to use the adapter, and if you were switching between Canon lenses and EOS lenses, this proved to be a huge issue for me. And so the way I wanted to work with it was to tripod mount my camera and then to change out lenses and adapters between Sony and Canon lenses as I needed. So unless you are only using this camera with Canon lenses, I would not get the Metabones adapter, and I would definitely get this much cheaper Fotodiox adapter. I had no issues with it at all in my testing. It worked perfectly. If you need to remove the tripod mount, you can do it just with your fingers in a couple of seconds, and it makes it so easy to work with multiple lenses. So I did want the tripod adapter when I was doing my larger 70-200 Canons. However, when I was using my other lenses, I really didn't want it because I wanted to be able to move my camera around a little bit more easily between Canon lenses and Sony lenses. And so if I wasn't traveling with those larger lenses, then I would leave the tripod mount behind or in my bag, and it made it so easy. And the Metabones was just an absolute pain. So that was it for me. I never would consider the Metabones because of the situation I had. And if you're shooting different styles in that, maybe you would. But honestly, guys, save your money. Go with this Fotodiox adapter. I've got links in the description. Check them out. And follow me on Facebook as well as other social medias. Head to learningcameras.com. We got a bunch of stuff going on there, so check it out. And save your money on this one.